Hey boys and girls, Mr. Boston. It's Wednesday evening. I'm still at home, but I am making a video for you so you know exactly what to do for tomorrow for whomever is in your class. Remember, show them the respect that they deserve. They're taking their time out of their day and keeping you safe and keeping everything working well. So help them, help you. On the screen, first of all, you can see this is the assignment that we had Tuesday. If you had any questions about it, these were the answers, and I will post this on the Google Classroom also so you can see it directly. But these are just some of the answers. And if you have any more questions, you can ask me about it, and we can discuss it when I come back. For today, we have few assignments, but just a quick little review for those of you that need a little bit of refresher with the three different types of adding and subtracting the fractions using the money and the clock model, and the double number line using the clock model with 1/3 and 1/4, because the thirds has to use the clock because we can't split a dollar into thirds. The third of the clock was 20 minutes, which is 20/60ths. Adding that to the fourth of the clock, which was 15/60ths, combining them to get a total of 35 minutes or 35/60ths, and then reducing to simplest forms, figuring out what number divides into both, which is 5. We've seen that quite a few times. So that would reduce to 7/20ths. And that's using the clock. Remember, when you see thirds and you see sixths, you have to use the clock if you're using the clock or the money model. 2/4 and 3/10 could use either or. But for these purposes, we'll use money. 2/4 of the clock would be 1/2 or 50 cents, plus 3/10, which is 30 cents. Combining the both, adding them total cents or money up would be 80 cents. And that would be 80 out of 100, 80 hundredths. And that would reduce to 4/5. And then the new method we learned with the double number line. Well, if any of you showed your parents yet, I challenge you to do that to see if you could help your parents understand that method. Start with any size number line, 0, and then figure out any common number that those two denominators would fit into. So if that was a trail, a good one would be 20 kilometers, because 5 and 4 both fit into 20. And then just start jumps. Top number line is 2/5. And then we have to figure out what 2/5 of the total was, which was 20. So 20 divided by 5 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And then the second jump, 1/4. 1/4 of 20 is 5. 8 plus 5 is 13. So that's your refresher. If you need anything, if you need a refresher on that, drop me a hangout, and I could probably meet with you tomorrow if I'm feeling up to it. And then your assignment. Continuing the second part of Tuesday's assignment, the adding, subtractions, and fractions. Dan's working on some homework on the first problem. He has a half an hour to clean his room and a third of an hour before he can play. So Dan must do 1/2 of an hour of homework and a third of an hour. You got to figure out what fraction of an hour that he is going to have to do before he can start playing. So if you have a half of an hour and you're dealing with time, 3/60ths plus a third of an hour, which is 20/60ths. Add those up and you'll get the total for that answer. And then 4 is pretty basic, just going over it quickly. Daniel found a nickel on the playground. First part wants money, and B wants to know what fraction that is of a dollar. We've done a lot of work on that, so hopefully that's a piece of cake. And 5 is your challenge. I want you to do the challenge. Normally I would say try it. This time I want you to do it because this is something that we're working on. So Mariah has the after school babysitting job, and you have to figure out how many total hours she spent. So you have to figure out how much she has, how much she got paid. She got paid $6 an hour, and how much money did she make if she sat those amounts of times? Several ways to add them up. Add the whole numbers, add the fractions separately, 2 at a time, 3 at a time. You could add all 4 at a time. It is a challenge, but I believe that you guys can do that. And if you have any questions, let me know. The second part of your assignment is similar to the one that we did on Tuesday, adding and subtracting these fractions and converting them to mixed numbers if they end up to be an improper fraction. So for instance, if we had 8 1 and 8/10 minus 4/10, if you just subtract the fractions, 4/10 from 8/10 is 4/10, which does convert to 2/5. So we just have 1 and 2/5. So there's not going to be any converting because it's already a mixed number, so you don't have to worry about that one. But that's similar to Tuesdays. So if you struggle on Tuesdays, drop me a note on Hangouts or an email, and I can help you out. Talk to your neighbors, work together, and then find 2 different ways to show that 1/2 plus 1/4 is not equal to 2/6. And the third part, a little bit of coloring for you, so pretty good times. For this one, you just have to color in some of the circles for each set that the fraction is showing. So if they give you 1/2, just shade in 1/2. It doesn't matter how you do it, but if you figure out what the whole is, it'll tell you, because these aren't organized in a specific way. So if we have 1, 2, 3, we have 12 total. 1/2 of 12 tells me that I have to shade in at least 6. Well, 6, not at least. And it doesn't matter which 6. You just have to shade in 6. That's what you're doing for the top portion. And in the bottom portion, add the fractions, and if the sum is greater than 1, write the answer as both an improper fraction and a mixed number. So 2 steps on that one. Example explains that. 1/2 plus 3/4 is 5/4. Then we have to write it as a mixed number. 4ths that fit in, 4 fits in there 1 time, which leaves 1/4 left over. Remember, you can do it the long division way also. 5 divided by 4 is 1. Multiply and subtract, then we have 1/4 left. But that's about it for tonight, or for today, for tomorrow, for you folks. But again, if you had questions on Tuesdays, let me know, and I can help you out. Drop me a Hangout or an email. I'm available. I'll be able to answer your question. Rely on each other, ask each other questions, work together if your substitute lets you. And I hope to see you soon.